USA. We are live on the zone for a big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated. We're sponsored tonight by RainBet, Re-Out Season, and OnlyFans. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the New York State Athletic Commission. The executive director is Matt Delaglio. Introducing your three judges scoring our first contest from ringside. Dave Braslow, Tony Lundy, and Don Trella. And at the
São Paulo YouTube is David Fields.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black trunks. He scaled 150 pounds. Professional record, 7 victories, 1 defeat. 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Jerome Thoroughbred Baxter.
On his opponent, you can see the crank.
He scaled 150 pounds. Professional record, 7 victories, 1 defeat. 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please welcome
Vizdigian making his pro debut. Fair 31, Vizdigian is 23. Vizdigian is taller, but they got an equal reach. Now we say it to the king. Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is 3 rounds in the PFL Bantamweight Division. First, let's go to the blue corner. To introduce a man making his mixed martial arts professional debut. He went in at 130 pounds and MMA specialist representing the state of California, Daniel Vizdigian. In the red corner with a record of 3-0 and 1 no contest, he weighed in at 135.8 pounds. A wrestling specialist representing Las Vegas, Nevada, Kobe the Toad Fair. And your
Fabian Schultz is Cesar Hazard.
Louise says round 1 set to start here in our first bout of the evening. Kobe Fair in the red trunks. Daniel Vizdigian making his pro debut in the white. First round, are you ready?
7 days ago, 6-round unanimous decision win. That's the opposite of Pennsylvania. Two times in 2005.
Fair immediately snatches the legs. And it's Vizdigian hanging heavy on the neck. This is one thing that you'll find with Kobe Fair. He is always looking for those attacks, particularly the neck attacks. They'll have to settle into some offense here. Vizdigian doesn't want to let him do that. And those long legs of Vizdigian are causing him issues here. You can see that single butterfly hook. He's been able to get around him, but now he's got to watch out for his opponent climbing his legs up. Kobe Fair, with his hook up against the fence, he's going to be able to manipulate his hips a little better here. Something shot in the top position. Scrapping past the guard. Landed side control, and you saw Vizdigian trying to tip all the way over. Down knee on belly here for Fair, who sets a frenetic pace in his fight. He's a twitchy athlete, and not shy about imposing that on his opponent. You can see the crank with his left arm, even as he attacks the wrist with his right. Yeah, everything he does is mean and very, very calculated. He keeps the pressure on his opponent. He goes great wrestling, and he keeps that pressure on until he starts to turn out of panic, and then he's got neck attacks. And that's what I think he's expecting now. He's opponent to bridge up the fence and start to scramble, and that's where Kobe starts to look for those neck attacks. Really good top position to control right now, though. North-south for a second there. Vizdigian is able to turn back in, get his legs involved. Good defense from the bottom, if you can say that. There's that neck attack shot. Look at him pressing over, bringing up the body strength. Vizdigian's doing a good job of defending this. He knows exactly what Fair's trying to set up here. That's arm choke. But it's something. Look at that. It's all the way in. He sneaked the arm through, and now the squeeze from Kobe Fair.
Yes!
That Curtis is doing. I love seeing that in young fighters. You know, 1-2 type punches. creature. Doesn't make many mistakes. Doesn't give you much to counter. Same that he throws. Does try to get fighters to show you their cards, show you what they're going to throw for your counters.
Yeah, and I think the opportunity for Quincy Williams is trying to get his element. You had a body shot. Baxter go the 6-round distance with Amari Jones. It was the first time Amari Jones had gone the distance. If Quincy Williams can stop this guy, that would be a nice little step up for him.
Well, unfortunately for Baxter, only one of his 8 wins have come against an opponent with a winning record. So this would be by far the biggest win of his career as he eats a big right hand.
Oh, right hand, he set that up, hit it behind the
10 seconds.
And like I said about Williams, he just keeps it twos and threes. It's a jab, no right hand. You know, whenever you're starting out, you don't really want to do too much. Just get the rounds going, get the jab going, that body shot.
Time!
Quincy Williams. Neck or the groin area, and it definitely wakes you up.
George Costanza would say he would do something else to you. As we get set here for round 2.
Ice like water, cold water behind my neck every round. That's the main thing. You know, you have a ritual. You have every time you go back to the corner, you've been doing that for years with your team. So if he likes water down those little chunks, that's what you have to do.
Round 2 scheduled for 8. Again, Quincy Williams has never been past the 4th round. He's knocked everybody out. In fact, 4 of his 6 KOs have been 10 counts where the opponent just lays on the canvas. You don't see that a lot nowadays. Referees will wave it off when they think the guy's not getting up.
I want to see Quincy Williams show some patience here. You know, not get over eager and fall off balance looking for that right hand. Just stay within your means. There you go. See, snap that jab out, double it, shorten it up, take it to the chest and the belly area. Don't get over anxious looking for that big right hand. See, right there, he needs to hide that right hand behind jabs.
Love the fact that Baxter's not shrinking away from contact or just trying to get through these rounds. He's on that front foot.
And he started the fight in his front foot.
Yep.
And Hagen Williams, not one of those guys that has participated in that team combat league. We see that more and more, Sergio, not just with young fighters, but some veterans out there jumping into that TCL to try to get some rounds and frankly make some money.
That body shot there. That Baxter, he can start looping those shots over the top. But he needs to watch out not getting hit with that same right hand. Chopping right hand by Williams. You know, when you're coming up, man, you want to get fights where they're going to give them to you. So, you know, not only for the get the rounds, the experience, the paycheck, but just stay busy. Working for different promoters and different outlets does just that.
I like the Baxter's targeting the body. But Williams is throwing those high shots to the head. Baxter, being the smaller fighter, ducks down and aims to the ribcage. But well, he's getting really aggressive, Sergio. Is he going to get burned here in a minute?
Well, he's getting caught with his check left hooks. But Williams, there it is. He just missed another big one. Baxter better start moving his head under those hooks. So he's going to get caught and clipped with that check hook.
Good for Baxter to go in there trying to win these rounds. Very competitive round 2.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. You know, you could punch and dip. Expect the left hook coming. You know, you could throw away some punches, go under that shot, then you're in the advantage and catch Williams off guard and catch an angle on him.
Well, this is who Baxter has been in the 2 fights that we called. He's not been a guy that's come in just looking to survive and collect the check. He's been trying to win. Trying to win against Amari Jones. He's just completely outclassed by a former Olympic bronze medalist. Here you see, again, a difference in skill between these 2 guys. But Baxter, he's not just here to survive these 8 rounds.
Time!
See, the shot.
As we count down to a main event, Sanders Eyes and Boots is live exclusively on DAZN as Williams sat down on that right hand.
Williams just barely missed a big right hand. Baxter needs to get his chin out of the line of fire, start moving his head side to side. He was doing well going under the hooks. Now he needs to go side to side to avoid the straight shots by Williams. Good body shots.
Baxter still not shying away, right in the line of fire. He's 2 inches shorter than Williams, so knows he has to close the distance, and he's certainly doing that. Quincy Williams, a standout amateur for Team USA, won the 2022 National Golden Gloves. That was the first place in the 2020 USA Youth National Championships as well. Sergio, we hear all these amateur accolades for all these guys. What's the most important amateur medals you can win here in the U.S.?
National Golden Gloves is one of them. The U.S. Championships, of course, anything that on the national level you got to praise. And then you start going international. That's a different story. The Pan Am Games and everything else.
So my second place finish in the Baldwin County Golden Gloves didn't impress you much?
Where, in Alabama?
Yeah.
No way. See, Williams is just missing big shots because Baxter's not moving his upper body, keeping his chin in the same spot.
Well, it's Baxter just barely missing his shots. He's
No, this guy Baxter is a polished 1-2 fighter. That's what made him a successful amateur. You know, he doesn't really give you too much to counter. It's 1-2s, runs repeat, catches distance, and he stays real calm. He fights like a polished pro already. Within 6 fights.
Yeah, you can see the smile on Williams' face throughout this fight. Like he's feeling the best shots that Baxter has and not really, frankly, feeling any of them. He knows he can walk through this type of power. If he can get a little bit of separation, I think he has a chance to land something big in this one.
Yeah, that comes out of just, not only the amateur experience, but the fact that you know that Baxter doesn't have enough speed or doesn't have enough power to really do anything. So he's just calm under pressure as Quincy Williams.
Keep your confidential information classified with Adobe Acrobat. Use the Redact tool to select the information you want to hide. And it's gone for good. Now you're ready to share.
Williams turned pro at the age of 19. He's now 22. Struggled to stay active as a young fighter. Just 2 bouts last year and fighting for the first time this year.
I like how Quincy Williams keeps coming back to the middle of the ring. Anytime he gets near the ropes, it's like a magnet, attracting him back to the middle. That's good ring Gerald shit for him too.
Good right hand there from Baxter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so far that Baxter's given Williams his toughest test to date. Doesn't mean he's winning, but he's keeping it competitive.
Vibe!
Round 4, let's see if Baxter can make it to the 5th. If he does, he'll become the first opponent that Williams has faced to see the 5th round.
I think that's part of the reason Baxter was brought in here. Going 6 rounds with Amari Jones, it's not the greatest of ways to make a living being a prospect tester, but if you can go 6 rounds, 8 rounds, you can find yourselves in these types of fights making a little bit of money.
And he's not one of those opponents you have to chase around the ring and not look good. He's going to be right there in front of him.
He's trying, he's just
He just ate a big left.
The longer this fight goes, the more Baxter's going to have the advantage of maybe pushing Quincy Williams a little bit back and testing those limbs, testing those legs. Good body shot there by Baxter.
Any chance Baxter's won a round, Chris?
I don't think so. I think he's had a few good moments here or there, but the more consequential punches landed by Quincy Williams. But he is testing him. He is forcing him to fight back. He's not just someone there taking shots and giving up.
I think Baxter's having a good round right now. Giving respect. Williams has some good jabs, good body shots, staying, circling around in the right direction. Not getting hit with that right hand anymore.
And we look at the CompuBox power punches through round 3. Williams 25 of 78, Baxter 15 of 77. So similar output, but Williams much more accurate.
Body shots there. So I want to see that more from Jerome Baxter. Those body shots. Double up on one side as well.
And I agree with you. We're going to see what kind of condition Williams is in. He's never been anywhere close to the full 8 rounds, and Baxter is just grinding on him.
Yeah, you could see that he's against the ropes now. He's not breathing heavy, but his output is going down. You can see that Baxter's actually getting a little bit more confident now. Fights real relaxed, real loose. He's not getting tired. Baxter's not breathing heavy.
And that's how he did against Amari Jones. He got knocked out, I believe, in the first round and looked like, wow, this guy's getting blasted out of there. He settled down and became a real thorn in the side of Jones over the next few rounds.
Yeah, one thing I like about a guy like Baxter loses that fight to Amari Jones back in January, comes back 3 months later, small show, gets a win, puts himself right back into the mix.
30 seconds to go here in the fourth.
Good jab. I like that jab to the belly by Baxter. Especially if Williams is getting a little bit winded, that jab down to the torso to the breadbasket really annoys him and frustrates many fighters.
Baxter just planted his feet.
He's a grab that Baxter. I like the shoulder roll is coming, not getting hit with anything solid, except he got hit with a nice jab right there.
There's a two-piece for him right there at the end.
Good shot.
He was winning the round until that shot.
Time.
For the first time, gets out.
Here's the
All right. Quincy Williams boldly going where he's never gone before. A fifth round. And kudos to Jerome Baxter for taking him there.
We call Quincy Williams the quiet storm. Right now, he needs to be a little more stormy than quiet. He needs to pick up the pressure and back up Baxter. You know, he got backed up in the last round. He needs to send a message in this fifth round.
Extra minutes on those body shots from Williams. I think the message in the corner was, all right, let's start really honing in on this guy, see if we can get him out of there. Do you see Williams is going to be in one of those power guys that's going to make his way in the sport by knocking people out?
Well, if he gets it done here and keeps his high knockout ratio perfect, then yes. But if not, then I start questioning it because Baxter he's not a 50-50 fighter. He's a wins-beaten fighter against a top prospect. So if you can actually knock out a fighter like Baxter, then you send a message, then you prove the power's real.
Yeah, Baxter had any power, he could be a real problem. He's landed some of those left hooks, but they're pillow shots. It doesn't affect Quincy at all.
Jerome Baxter's a good fighter. He's one of these guys that you want to keep in the gym, you know, around your prospect. You want to keep him busy and test prospects as well, and that's exactly what he's doing here with Williams. Good shot. They don't have my Baxter.
Good follow-up, though, combination. Fighting well now with the back foot is Quincy Williams.
And his body shots, Baxter still walking forward.
Now we're talking. See, Quincy Williams hurt him with that shot. 3 shots, 3 left hooks. Takes athleticism and balance to do that, and he was able to rip Baxter to the body. That caught the attention of Jerome Baxter.
And he kind of froze Baxter with his body shots. You usually see a headshot freeze a guy, but it was 3 straight body shots that froze Jerome Baxter.
You're not accustomed to getting hit with the same shot on the same side. You know, the great Roy Jones Jr. was, one of the few that was able to do that.
Man, some hellacious uppercuts from Williams, but Baxter not faced.
It takes athleticism, man. Fighters aren't accustomed to getting hit repeatedly down one side. They're accustomed to going back and forth, you know, left, right, left, right, left, right. But when you start doubling and tripling it up, you break the monotony, and then that's when you can come up with a big power shot.
It's good work from Williams, dealing with the pressure now of Baxter. He's getting his shots off before Baxter get on the inside and smother him.
Good body work there by Baxter.
When Williams slows down, Baxter speeds up. I think Williams
30 seconds.
call this his best in-ring experience ever. I think he's learning a lot on the job tonight.
Time.
Expedia helps you go places like iShowSpeed.
Wait till you see this.
We talked about the amateur accolades of Quincy Williams. As for Jerome Baxter, he was a pretty good amateur at the state level, 3-time Pennsylvania state champion. Never really made a big mark on the national scale, opting to turn pro at the age of 27. He's now 31.
Yeah, you can see the athleticism, the toughness. Just got into boxing probably a little bit too late. Maybe could have been something had he gotten into it 8-9 years old, as some of these other guys do. But getting into it at 18, it's tough. It's tough to make it. Oh, man.
How did Baxter stay up with that shot?
Didn't even get buckled. He was flat-footed, too. Guy's made out of steel.
Jerome Baxter could take a shot. I mean, that was flush right on the chin. He absorbed every single bit, all the power of that shot, ate it up and kept coming forward.
Tough way to make a living, man.
And that's what I'm talking about with questioning the high knockout ratio, the perfect knockout ratio of Quincy Williams. If that power was legit, that would have at least dropped Baxter. Baxter ate that up like Pac-Man.
Right behind the ear with that one from Williams. And Baxter lands a right hand.
Good shot. Hard Baxter.
This corner yellow work. He hadn't stopped working since the opening bell.
Now turning southpaw against Williams. Squaring up, turning southpaw. But see, that's what he needs to do. Punch from any angle. Surprise the young Williams. What you don't want to do is stay at the outside of that jab. Those long arms, the taller, the rangier puncher in Williams.
Landing these punches, picking up points. I'm sure a couple of judges at least are going to give him a round or two. Just the output. And the fact that he's the aggressor.
I think so far he's probably picked up one round. I want to say it was maybe the fourth that he grabbed. The output's still there. Obviously, he's not phased yet by the power shots from Williams. Just kind of outdone. The power punches from Quincy Williams have been significantly more, significantly cleaner. Just better overall work from Quincy Williams.
Williams is keeping the lead left hand really, really low.
Just
He
seconds.
should take advantage of that by doubling and tripling up those jabs and looping his right hand over the
Time.
why the corner of Baxter was so excited. They ate the best shot of what's supposed to be a big punch here in Quincy Williams.
So we're in round number 7. Can Williams keep his knockout streak alive? He's 6 for 6 so far, but this number 7 is a real tough customer. Right now is a Steel City. That's what he looks like he's made of.
You know, I mentioned Sergio that Baxter is something of a protege of Paul Spellforth.
Hold on a second. And just buckle Williams' legs a little bit. Go ahead, Chris.
Very different type of style than Paul Spellforth.
Spellforth had a brilliant fight IQ.
He was slick.
He was slick. He was sharp. He was confident. What could have been with Paul Spellforth? See, that's the shot I want to see more from Baxter right there. He's been landing the body shots. Now loop the shots over the top.
You know, it's cliche to say things like a guy goes 7, 8 rounds, you're guarding a lot from it, but Quincy Williams can clearly take a lot from a fight like this. Like, his defense does need to be shored up. He gets some recognition that maybe his power isn't what it
Ladies and
looks
gentlemen,
like in
this
his
is a
first 6
3-round
fights. There's
heavyweight bout at
there's a
137 pounds. First we go to the blue corner. Introduce a man with a record of 16 victories with only 1 defeat. Half of his wins coming by way of stoppage. He weighed in at 137.6 pounds. A freestyle wrestling specialist representing Dushanbe Tajikistan. He is
Williams should have caught and countered with those body shots and slow body shots of Baxter. He was catching and countering.
And across the king to the red corner with a record of 12 victories with only 3 defeats. He's won 11 of his last 13 fights. He weighed in at 135.6 pounds. This man with a 2025 PFL Bantamweight Tournament finalist representing Denver, Colorado. He is
You can't pick him up twice a year like he did in 25.
And Ruffian charges Blake Price.
Blake Price will oversee the action. He's also great about
I think there's a lot of reasons. Like, there's promotional issues.
Hot Dog is in the green trunks, Wetzel in the red. There we go, you're up. Wetzel, the 25
major
tournament runner-up.
dates. He's got to fight his
Looking to make a statement, get back into the Western for the title picture tonight. It's amazing this is an undercard fight. I mean, two really high-level technical fighters. Both these guys got skills for days, lots of experience.
Refuses to get out of this fight.
Wetzel immediately on the attack up here against the cage. Wetzel back to his feet for now. Man, the speed, quick off the mark. That was shot.
Time.
Good pressure up against the fence here by Amador. Certainly giving his opponent time to recover though. Wetzel appears to have shaken the cobweb, but being stuck here against the cage. Great pressure, look at this body lock work. Now, Amador did miss weight. That Gene, if your opponent misses weight, then read his minute.
I'm thinking if he misses weight, then maybe that's the reason one, he's lazy, that's fine, but two, he probably just finish it like he said. He's looking for those people to be strong.
Really setting the pace here in round number one. And the exact same thought. Amador might not believe he can wear this thing out into late round two or round three.
I would say as much as he has great cardio and he keeps going. So if it goes there, like you said, I think it'll be worth it.
He's very durable, Wetzel. That's one thing that's going to give him confidence. You know, a lot of the fighters get dropped in the first round like that and don't recover psychologically. But you know Wetzel's going to be in this fight until the final bell. He's a very durable guy, and he'll always try and work his way back into a fight, even when he's on the back foot. Now, Amador is giving him time to recover here. This pace work is, I mean, we've had a good couple of minutes here now. Amador not really doing a great deal with this position. Wetzel certainly had time to clear his head from that first knockdown. Right back goes Amador on his separation. And now Wetzel starts to pump out the jab. Shoulder fix, the back up shoot, the man from 68. Instead of his speed is kind of big for Amador, I think if I was Wetzel, I'd be using that knee and that free kick down the center line. Trying to slow down his approach, because Wetzel also has a great ground game off his back. Something Amador has to get aware of here.
Really proud, as you said, but he's really strong, hit base too.
Amador trying to get that right arm. Got it back. Let's go of his overhook. Opting for double unders instead. Trying to get a lockdown. Over the elbow there. Samba John Amador. Really solid.
That's an overweight elbow right there.
I think to be honest, the thing that works against Amador is his lack of consistency. He was fighting regularly and making weight regularly, that'd be one thing, but he's clearly very muscular, and I think he's running
Such a
fight.
one
I anticipated he was going to be quite so much, quite so heavy for this weight class this time around. Almost exactly a year since we last saw John Amador. Doing a good job of using him across the map to really very similar.
Center, we go to the judges' score totals. Three judges scored this bout identically, 79 to 73 for your winner. It is Sting.
Yes!
The more Wetzel's working, the more the referee's going to leave them to work, and Amador doesn't really have to do a great deal. Being hammer elbows for the bottom position here for Wetzel, but almost illustrates the point here. Now scooping under, trying to turn an angle, see if he can set up something. Continuous work here. Both these guys, here he is again, coughing over the round, trying to affect the breathing of Justin Wetzel. Final few seconds of round number one. Big one. Soccer shot. Finishes with elbow.
Right there in the round, okay.
The impetus for Element was just a recognition that my health was impacted.
Nicholas Ring referee and watching this and Universal Boxing Association, and it's all USA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, USA, live on the zone, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Eddie Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated.
So here we are at the opening of this first round, and you can see Hamadov is holding his right hand ready to go.
Nicholas Esma.
So fast. Winston's going to be careful. He doesn't want to be sending chippers.
Sub on YouTube and referee Michael Griffin.
Doing fantastic keeping his distance. I mean, he's controlling the fight. He's going in when he wants to. He's backing up when he wants to. And going off the best weight. Did he miss weight? Was he tired, or did he miss weight on purpose so he could keep up this type of pace?
So he sacrifices a good percentage of his purse when he misses that weight. Right now, it's almost time for the legs out from under Wetzel.
Baby blue and yellow trunks. Official weight 120
Distracted by Wetzel, not allowing his opponent to set him in a dominant position. He's going to try and come back to his feet. He can't take too many knees to the side of the gluteus. That's going to make his footwork really painful. The Wetzel relies on that movement.
Pennsylvania, please Dennis.
Nice elbows to the forearm.
Thompson.
Coming up, trying for the double bottom. Inside hook. The Wetzel's now back to his feet. He's going to cut the weight. He comes over and gets a whizzer.
To pressure, like he has great pressure. He's non-stop. He's in and out. And he's definitely showing his dominance in this fight.
Dennis Thompson, trained by Derek Ennis, the older brother of Luke Ennis.
Overhand right and then
Just
into
the
a
third
clinch.
time in his career he's
Now
fought
Hamadov
with a winning record.
once
It's
again.
just barely a winning record. 12-11-3. That's Edwin Rodriguez, who's here in Sunwell.
To move Wetzel away from the fence as well there with that takedown. You've got to wonder whether that's because Wetzel is such a problem getting back to his feet with the fence behind him. He really does use it so well.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know why Hamadov keeps doing this with the dominance. He's doing so much. He's good on his feet. I think that with that experience that he had before going back in, he may have started Wetzel a couple of years
Wetzel elevated the right leg, but he's attacking as if he's moving around to the back on the other side. So if Wetzel gets that leg down to the floor, he's going to turn his back to his opponent.
Great jab, good speed, nice footwork. Forced to get Sean Diaz.
Two
He was
decisions,
dragged into Diaz.
and neither were very good.
Diaz was showboating. He was trying to make it physical.
Look, Wetzel's going to
That's
turn
just
his
not
back.
Dennis Thompson's game. He needs to
Clever
play his
work
skill
by
set.
Hamadov.
Use that jab.
Still holding on to that bottom leg though. Making Wetzel fight for it. Both to the near side.
Dennis Thompson. Sergio, people compare Dennis Thompson to another fighter like Jeff Chandler. If you're really looking for a bantamweight champion.
He's only 29 years old. Well-rounded skill set. Charging back right now for Justin Wetzel. Look how Wetzel's controlling the left hand though. Hamadov got it back. This is danger for Wetzel. Hamadov's just going to crush his face here.
It's true operation.
And then he's just going to go full squeeze under those
We're gonna go see your
Wetzel needs to bite down on that mouthpiece.
Wetzel trying to suck his out. He's going to get his legs free. Going to try and shake Hamadov off his back. Attack switch and crushes across the face. Looks like he's got a bit of breathing room. He's got to be careful. He doesn't pick his chin up too far.
Dennis Thompson's career. Reached about 6 on the shoot. Getting some great opportunities. This kind of team boots. Fighting with these other big shows, big stages.
No jobs from Rodriguez. He's just coming in. He's looking like a high guard defense. He has quick in and out feet. And that jab.
Absolutely. You can see
when you're the short fighter, 5'5", you need to double and triple the jab with
City.
and then you can bang the body once you break that range and distance to the tall, rangier Thompson. And just like that.
In the PFL Women's Flyweight Division. First, let's turn over to the blue corner. Introduce a woman with a record of 8 victories with only 3 defeats, 6 wins by way of submission. She weighed in at 125 pounds. She was a 2025 PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament finalist, representing San Diego, California. With a record of 18-11, including 10 finishes. She weighed in at 126 pounds. She's a former KSW Women's Flyweight Champion, representing Curitiba, Paraná, the Queen of Fighters, Ariane Lipski Silva.
What he enjoys is Mike Beltran.
Since then, he's only won 4 in 17 months.
We'll take over to see the action here. Jenna Bishop in the red tip. Ariane Lipski Silva, Brazilian.
Looks like he's looking for a KO.
Let's go to the fight fans here. She brought punches from there.
Oh man, she definitely came here with the crowd. She represented San Diego and San Diego came out for her. And he's facing with those pictures down by the way, but her, she's staying up.
Southpaw stance here for Bishop. And she has gotten a lot more comfortable with her striking as of late. But the easiest path this is new for her after a long career in competitive wrestling before she even made it in the is usually jab heavy on the ground. Yeah, absolutely. But you can see here, Jenna's going to try and look Ariane Lipski to still into a full sense of security like they're going to strike. That's where a level change is going to go on. Major positive right there. And De Silva knows exactly what she needs to do. She's moving away. She keeps pushing to the body. She's trying to make it very difficult for Jenna Bishop to get close to her.
Main card starting in a little over an hour from now. Good hand speed for Thompson. Matt Rodriguez just not letting him breathe. Rodriguez only knows one gear, Chris. I think it's Yosh through and try and throw hooks. He's not naturally more skilled fighter. That is Dennis Thompson. He's trying to get him into some kind of war here. The face of Rodriguez is already turning tomato red.
Thompson doing a good job circling into his drift, keeping that the nice guard up, nice jab, bringing the punches right back to his face. Every time he lets go of the shots, he brings them right back.
Yes, what the pasta!
5 KOs in his 12 wins. Thompson is 60% KO rate. Or do they keep this up for 6 more rounds?
10 seconds. Time.
Rodriguez, 3 of his last 5 opponents have had undefeated records. So he's used to going up against these types of guys. He gets beat a lot, but you've got to have something more to beat him. You've got to be able to take him to another level. He's limited in what he can do, but this pressure, this is exactly how he fights.
The power shot there by Thompson. See, you got to soften guys up like this. If you're going to be on the back foot, you're going to be having a counter downstairs.
Chris, do you think Thompson or Rodriguez run round 2? I lean more towards Thompson there. Competitive, certainly. I think the activity and the pressure of Rodriguez might make the judges lean his way. Let's see what Kopulak has to say. A lot of punches have been thrown. Thompson, 60
to 280. Rodriguez, 44, 140, and then 282 stands out for Dennis Todd. He's been letting his hands go and obviously 22 more landed punch than accuracy on the side of Rodriguez, but sheer output, volume, that's right there on the side of Thompson. That's why I think he's probably headed to a 208.
Look at the grin on the face of Rodriguez. He's happy going forward. He has a nice upper body movement, so he's got a stationary target for Thompson to run loose with that jab, and he closes that distance, and this is Rodriguez's fight right here.
This one comes out and puts his foot out on his chest and starts ringing bars.
Looping shots, keeping it tight, digging the body and pushing back the target opponent. Edmund Rodriguez playing the perfect.
Do you support Israel and the Jewish people? Now, more than ever, Israel needs committed friends around the world to voice their support in her struggle for.
Spoiler alert, as he always does.
What? Wait, what?
It's got to feel
I
great
didn't-
for Rodriguez to
wait,
get
go
this kind
back.
of fan support. And the second fight of the night, Chris, there's barely anybody here, but it sounds half full, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's already starting to fill in a little bit. And again, a lot of Puerto Rican fans are going to be in this building tonight in support of Xander Zayas.
Yeah, I should take my headphones off so I can hear
Good
this
shot from
computer.
Rodriguez over the top.
Thompson lines up.
Thompson will start punching and dipping. He's keeping his head in a straight line of fire, and he's getting hit by the looping shots of Rodriguez.
We know Rodriguez can fight like this all night long. We don't know if Thompson can do it.
This is Dennis Thompson's first scheduled
Oh boy.
So, don't know what is this like this.
And with this crowd response, Sergio, the judges can't help but perhaps be influenced a little bit.
They have to be, yeah. I mean, that's part of being not only the Puerto Rican fighter from the home, the Puerto Rican home base of New York, but the fans sway judges. The fans actually sway the action sometimes. The momentum.
10 seconds. Time.
It's a 90-10 kind of matchup.
And we've seen this now twice.
Yes!
Stages with Dennis Thompson, where he's kind of been dragged into his opponent's type of fight. We saw it back in Puerto Rico, and we're kind of seeing it here. I mean, he's got the power to certainly cause damage on the inside against Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is making him fight his fight.
Sergio, what's more important for a young up-and-coming fighter like Thompson? Nice right hand. Would it push you more if he were able to establish his game plan and avoid being drug into these kind of exchanges? Or would it push you more that maybe he goes, you know what, I'm going to show that I can do well under pressure and in these exchanges, I can learn better doing this rather than just stand outside and box.
Well, it's a little bit of both. You're going to have to stand in the fire sometimes, catch and counter and fight on the inside. You want to evolve as an all-around good fighter, but you don't want to get hit while you're going through that evolution. So better upper body movement with Dennis Thompson. You know, smarter jabs, showing up those jabs, alternate those jabs. There's some quick things. Get Rodriguez to fall off balance and catch him with uppercuts. There's a lot of things you need to do to become not only a prospect into a contender, but then contender to champion.
Rodriguez appears to slow down at least a little bit, but how could he not? Came out like a freight train those first few rounds.
But the main thing you want to see with a young fighter is the jab. You're 20 years old, you have advantages of speed, power, range, height, so you want to just slow things down. That's what we want to see with young fighters. You're slowing things down, looking for the right shot, punch placement, and not overloading too many right hands. And of course, body shots. You know, working the body is always a great thing when you're a young fighter.
Minute to go here in round
Nice uppercut there by Thompson. There's a short uppercut. That's what you want to do with a short fight. If you're moving forward, you want to pick his head up with uppercuts. There you go. There's two uppercuts. Left uppercut. Thompson has a roll in. Thompson. You know, this one is getting good to Thompson now. You can see that he's bending his legs. You know, making himself a short leg. You can see him taking it on the feet. You know, so
10 seconds.
That's now the final so far for Dennis Thompson.
Time.
With a record of 14 victories with 6 defeats, 10 wins by way of stoppage. He weighed in at 146 pounds. He's a submission grappling specialist representing Jackson, Mississippi. He is just wide open. Across the cage in the red corner with an undefeated record of 10 victories without a single defeat, including 7 finishes. He weighed in at 145 pounds. Academic specialist representing Diamond Saraska. He is Hassan
The visual is shockable barrel.
Set to start here, Reeves in the dark throat, Michael Sharapov in the red.
Closing the distance just Dennis Thompson, especially when he digs the back, he's been ripping his up across. I just thought that was
Michael Sharapov is very consistent, steady in training, but he has not competed professionally in 2 years.
straight shots. Thompson, you see Wade with this. You know, you can't stay on mid-range, and he's getting those guys to keep pitching.
He's on 1 foot, interrupts,
but you can't do it. You can't do it back. You're pitching the ball. Just keep touching the ball.
well already. Very, very brief off balance there. Not the start he was looking for in this fight. And you can see his over the fact that the shot from the Michael Sharapov. He could potentially be looking for a new team. Michael Sharapov is going to fight his chance here. And he's going to be very difficult to get us in now. He's going to close this car.
And Chris Lee just said boxing is Thompson giving up his time slots. In fact, one final
Looks like a little blood coming from Michael Sharapov.
he was obviously facing to face.
Leaking on his chest and his shoulder and Josh Wayne.
I think electing to give
Look how he's controlling that bunch of leg very tight. He's just trying to fight to get his head square again. You couldn't see it from our angle at the commentary booth, but I kind of saw the head of Michael Sharapov snap back. So what happened is off spine. With a single butterfly hook, Michael Sharapov tries to step over it. Great shoulder pressure from Michael Sharapov. He's also set up for an arm drop. Could be risky bodies to the right position.
10 seconds.
Look at that. Hassan will really try to get his arm triangle. Get himself to the ring.
Need to coordinate food deliveries to multiple locations? Let Domino's Pizza Concierge take it off your plate for seamless meals anywhere, anytime. Visit our website to learn more today.
I would take you as a baseball fan.
Oh, that's it. That's our future playlist. Wait, that's it. That's our future playlist. Come
Listen, mira, ese ya cuando tiene el pelo por el lado, sube con opening. Listen, when he throws that jab, you gotta block that jab, go around the guard. Check it out, let's go! Let's go!
All right. And so it continues. A good round 5 for Dennis Thompson, who had some hairy moments, I'd say, in rounds 2 and 3. Rodriguez really turned up the heat. But Thompson has just outworked him. And for the record, Dennis Thompson, Sergio, looks in incredible shape.
incredibly sharp. I like the punches that he's throwing. Now he's touching with the 1-2 and coming around with
At the age where you have to turn your life in like a library book. You pass a bag, you go and that.
We're not watching the Golden Quill.
He's decreased the output of Rodriguez considerably over these last few rounds because Rodriguez started to feel some of these shots coming back. Rodriguez still moving forward, but not throwing anywhere near as often as he was in the first 3-4 rounds of this fight. And some guys are just professional chins. That's kind of what we've got in Rodriguez here. I've covered a lot of them over the years. I remember Derek Finley, one of my favorite chins for hire. Would always fight these top guys, very rarely get knocked out, and find lots of opportunities for stuff like that. Well, that's so Rodriguez is now starting to test Thompson's chin a little bit after 2 quiet rounds in a row.
Yeah, once he breaks that long range and the reach of Thompson, then he just punches away at the hips, at the elbows and forearms, and that's what shoulder fighters need to do. They need to muck it up and then fight a small man fight.
Sharp left hand from Edwin Rodriguez, who's come back to life, Sergio.
Thompson needs to go back to the uppercuts. He was ripping those uppercuts, picking up. Rodriguez needs to go back to that. They need some space in between both of them. Step back, slide, and then come rip out the right and left uppercuts.
Thompson is getting pushed back against the ropes by Rodriguez, and this is where he lives and breathes. He doesn't want to be in the middle of the ring. He wants in the trenches. Good body shot from Rodriguez. He can't outbox him, Sergio, but he can't outgrind him.
A little half move like that, just stepping up, stepping around, trying to create some space there. Need more of that from Dennis Thompson who's in these positions.
Yeah, it's not a good look for Thompson to be against the ropes like this, against a shorter fighter. He's getting hit with silly shots like that, pulling back.
That's moved Thompson a little bit.
That's where he needs to be, right in the middle of the ring, popping that jab. Gotta run in, Rodriguez to the right hand, and on the inside, whip him up with some uppercuts.
10 seconds.
The style these types of fighters can give more elite boxers problems. Just ask Williams and Vega when he fought Shakur Stevenson.
Time.
Good sequence there by Rodriguez.
Round 7 of 8 here from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The second of our 3 preliminary fights before our main card gets underway at about 8:15 Eastern Time.
You know, to me, Thompson's got to get a little bit better on his feet. He's got to be more nimble on his feet. Don't let a guy like this pressure him. He's only 20 years old, so there's a lot more room to grow. But you know, kind of until he develops that man strength and is knocking guys out at a higher rate, you've got to use the entirety of it. Use the athleticism. Clearly athletic. Use that athleticism, that length. Win fights that way. Not good guys drag you into these types of fights.
Yeah, and controls the aggression of Rodriguez with jabs, double, triple the jabs, everything else.
Good output again from Dennis Thompson. 115 for 86, landed but nearly 200 more punches thrown. That's been a big difference maker in this fight.
That's a lot of punches for anybody.
Power punches. There's a power shot.
You drag that out, step out of the 12 rounds. That's 1,000 power punches from Thompson.
Yeah, not a lot of just simple jabs being thrown in this fight. These guys are throwing bombs at each other.
Rodriguez on his horse a little bit. Thompson's like, hey, you want to grind? Let's grind. Still impressed with Thompson's physical condition. I mean, he hasn't slowed down at all. Looks so fresh in there, on his toes. Now he's starting back. Rodriguez up.
He starts to relax.
Yeah.
Even when he's coming further, the fight's really relaxed, and he's not really worried about nothing.
This is where he should be, Sergio. If Rodriguez wants to keep backing up, Thompson just let him. Say, hey, we're going to fight in the middle of the ring. That's where I want to be. You want to stay on the outside, so be it.
But that's when you send a message. Like, I'm not moving. You gotta push me back. You gotta send a message. I'm right here in the middle. I'm not gonna be hard to find.
Looks like Rodriguez is trying to take this round off to get to the 8th. Not engaging. Running away.
So when you're not engaging, you just gotta attack the body. Even if they're jabs, attack the body. That's gonna be easier to get the movement, the lateral movement from Rodriguez. To stand still and run a combination.
Thompson fight, or excuse me, Rodriguez fight a little bit.
10 seconds.
We will go to the 8th and final round.
Vibe.
Thompson's first time ever fighting in New York. It's been a good experience so far, and I think he's learned a lot. Having to deal with this guy like Edwin Rodriguez, who wants to put his foot out on your chest and just beat you to death.
And this is what you need from veterans. 26 fight veterans and never get stopped. You know, they have these little crafty moves. You have to get hit with solid shots and now survive and now be pesky.
Yeah, over these last 2 fights, these are the kind of fights that matchmakers love. You see Brad Goodman sitting ringside, Kevin Rooney at Matchroom sitting ringside. And they've got prospects like we saw with Quincy Williams, like we're seeing here with Dennis Thompson. You want to get opponents that aren't super dangerous. You're going to run the risk of knocking out your fighter or beating your fighter, but test them in the exact same way that Rodriguez is testing Thompson.
So Rodriguez is looking to exchange with you right here. This is where footprints coming. This is where the jab. This is where moving. Using your legs. Letting Rodriguez run into a shot. Being overly aggressive coming. This is where Thompson needs to do a quiet stand. He needs to quiet things down and run in. Run Rodriguez into that big counter.
That's a good right. But Rodriguez is trying to win another round here. Rounds 2 and 3 were really good rounds for the Puerto Rican. Not sure if he won them both. But since then, he's slowed down, hasn't had the same kind of success. But here in the 8th, he's found his second win. Minute left. Thompson looking to go with the full 8 rounds for the first time.
So we were talking about, Rodriguez never being stopped. Being a crafty fighter. Sometimes whenever you're dealing with a fight, being stopped because he didn't come to win. He's a journeyman. Rodriguez is pesky though. He gets his shots, he comes in, so it really tests fighters like Dennis Thompson, undefeated fighters, but I know we looked at a lot of different styles.
Looks like there's a call to right hand to head Rodriguez, but that's just made him more aggressive. The crowd rising up, trying to get this guy going with half a minute left. Hasn't been much for the referee to do because these guys don't stop throwing punches. Not sure he's had the
10 seconds.
Here we go. The fist flag here at the Barclays in Brooklyn.
Good action right there by both catching and countering as Dennis Thompson.
Such a scorecard side.
As the scores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action here in Brooklyn, we go to the judges' score totals, and they read as follows. Robin Taylor, 79-73, Thompson. Benoit Roussel, 77-75, Rodriguez.
Oh, it's not a draw.
And Nicholas Esnault scores this contest 77-75 for your winner by split decision. He's still undefeated.
Yes!
NFUP Thompson.
That was not expected Todd, you called it. You said maybe the Rodriguez caught some rounds where one judge gave it to Rodriguez, 79-73.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, USA, live on the zone. We are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Top Rank Incorporated. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Tom Carasone, Tim Cheatham, and Mark Constantino. And
Southbound YouTube and in the ring, referee Ricky Gonzalez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears white with gold trim. He's scaled 113 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 6 victories against 2 defeats. He fights out of Madrid, Spain. Please welcome Alberto Motos. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black with gold trim, official weight 114 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional